Cooperatives just have great potential for workers, possibility of changing, of making the world a little better for working people.
No conocía mucho de cooperativas, pero cuando entré acá y Flecker me fue explicando todo el proceso, cómo fue, me gustó y así fue que me convertí en dueño.
Being a driver, I can own it.
We have opportunities for people to make decisions within the organization. Our board of directors makes that recommendation, and then our worker owners vote on it.
It's about investing and making more money.
It was about empowerment. Empower myself and empower also people that were in my situation.
It's your time.
My time.
Es tiempo de comenzar una mejor vida.
Time to work towards a brighter future.
Time to take ownership.
Time to start.
To start.
Time to start.
Drivers Cooperative is an organization in New York City. We're actually the largest worker cooperative at the moment in the United States. And we have over 6,500 members, drivers in the city, who have signed up to be part of the cooperative. We are driver owned, and if there are profits, eventually drivers share in those profits.
Being a self-employed, this is what the other companies tell us. We are self-employed and we have to take care of everything. And we think we're making money for CEO, and with the co-op, the money goes back to us.
So in New York City in the 2018-19 period, there were over a dozen suicides by drivers, because there were a lot of promises from the apps as regards how much money people could make. And what drivers found is that they constantly had to be putting out money themselves and actually losing when it came to, what they would actually benefit from this. So it has been very difficult for many drivers. There are two main differences here. One is that if you take a ride to the airport with Uber and Lyft, and that ride is $80, you would pay about $10 in taxes, and you would have another, the driver will get about probably $32, and $38 would go easily to Uber and Lyft. So basically the driver is making less, and he has to get his car, he has to pay for gas, he has all of these costs to pay in with this $32 that he was paid for that trip. If you go with the co-op and it's $80, you would have the same $10 in taxes, but you would only pay 50% of that trip. And that is significantly less. The rest would go to the drivers. So that is a big difference compared to Uber and Lyft.
So CHCA is a for-profit, worker-owned cooperative. We deliver services to the older adults, to people with disabilities, and people with chronic illnesses. Anyone that's interested in becoming a home care worker goes through our training program. We offer the training program in both English and Spanish, so there's opportunities for the people in our community that speak limited English. The trainees get assessed. If they successfully pass that training program, they become employees of CHCA. And they're assigned cases to go out and care for those that need the services in the community. After 3 months of their employment, we invite them over for a worker-owner orientation. It's a 2-hour session. We talk about what's a worker cooperative. We talk about how the 7 principles of a cooperative plays out at CHCA. We give them examples, we show them videos. They get 1 share. The share cost is $1,000. Once they put down $50 deposit, and we make it really easy, we'll take out $10 from each paycheck for 5 weeks. It's not taxing on them. Like they don't see it's very minimum of what's coming out of their check. And yeah, and they have opportunities to get involved and participate and make some decisions at CHCA.
I also became a delegate. And being a delegate, I was able to share with them my concerns, and my voice was being heard. But the awesome part of everything is that I went into Washington, I also went into Albany to see my bosses from Cooperative. They also joined us. With that being said, it was awesome to know that we all have a voice, and what we say, they do take it into perspective, and they want to help us. And I think that's awesome when a company that's so huge as Cooperative, and to see them fighting for us, that means that we do have a voice. They do acknowledge us. Everything is a challenge, but the most important thing is that at least they're listening, and that's what's important.
I think as a worker-owned cooperative, there's the transparency that we make, right? To let people know where we're at financially, and how we're driving as a company. There's also a piece about really supporting the worker through their journey here at CHCA that I think you don't see as much, right? Or in like a corporate set organization. And then I think another thing that we offer is a lot of career advancement within CHCA to the worker owners. We always kind of, you know, if there's a job opportunity, we have a posting and we provide the opportunity to the worker owners. 44% of our workers that work in the office used to be home care workers. We've had people that have kind of grown, that's been receptionists, compliance people, HR people, even LPNs and RNs and managers. So I think for me, that's like a fundamental, that's what makes us kind of special. And, you know, and we invest a lot. It's a worker-centered organization. And I think I don't think I know that we invest a lot in supporting our workers and trying to make their lives better.
So it started after 2008 recession. Sustainergy, it's a green construction business. We do energy efficiency and solar now, and we help mainly working class people that earn between $40,000 and $144,000 per household income to reduce their energy bills, reduce the CO2 emissions, and also live comfortably. It just makes it easier for the business to be successful. You have more productive workers, customers are happier, now workers are more invested, and so I came from a family-owned business, always my parents working hard and putting the house in the line to try to grow the business. This is the way we are taught. That's how to be this way. You can do it cooperatively and then share the risk and create a more efficient business. Data or research shows that co-ops tend to be stronger in recession times. So it makes financial sense, also makes social sense, because now you are empowering workers, you are changing the ownership from a traditional model with authoritarianism to a collective way to do business.
Beneficios, el primer beneficio es ser trabajador dueño, son los dividendos a final de años. Otros beneficios serían las oportunidades que tiene uno acá, por ejemplo, el seguro que en otras compañías no lo ofrece, el seguro médico, vacaciones, días festivos pagados, y hay muchas oportunidades de aprender y de avanzar mucho aquí. Pues ahorita tengo la oportunidad de estar pagando mi casa, donde no había podido antes ajustar para el enganche de una casa. Pues ya con el tiempo que tengo acá siendo trabajador dueño, ya empecé a pagar mi casa. Estamos en eso ahorita pagando.
We believe that capital shouldn't be an obstacle for someone to access ownership. And our share is $4,000. And we will realize that the community we work with typically don't have that type of money saved. So Sustain has a fund that the worker can access a loan at 0% interest, so they can access ownership and pay it as they can afford. Here and the worker can pay $20 a week, whatever they can afford, but they're in the path to become ownership. The sooner they are in that mentality, the sooner they produce better, the sooner you get happy customers, the sooner that things start broken less.
The fact that we are now with a company that is small but is growing and will grow, and we will actually be part owners, is just, I mean, it's magical.
Ser dueño es, todo el mundo tiene un sueño de venir aquí y tener su propio negocio. Entonces, pero es muy difícil para una sola persona empezar un negocio sin tener el conocimiento de cómo funciona, de la parte financiera, de toda el marketing. Entonces es muy difícil uno comenzar un negocio, y la cooperativa le ofrece esa parte que usted se puede convertir en trabajador dueño, y ya está eso hecho, que es un avance. Otra cosa, siendo trabajador dueño, pues ya uno se siente seguro de que tiene su negocio, está viendo más allá, aprendiendo más que todo, por si algún día le toca a uno tener su propia cooperativa para ayudar más que todo ayudar a los demás, porque aquí los ayudamos todos en grupo.
We make a profit, and it's all about investment, right? I always say, first and foremost, we all work because we have to pay bills, we have a responsibility, but the joy of it is when you find the love of what you do and you know what you're doing. It's never easy, but it's doable, and that's why I have hold on so long. I went into Washington, D.C. I met ladies from Chicago. I met ladies from Florida. I met ladies from Detroit. And I was overwhelmed to know that I have on a shirt that says home care are essentials. They had on the same purple shirt stating $15 and better. So a lot of these ladies in other states are making $10 and $11 an hour with no union, no support, no 401k, no PTO, and that blew me away. It really did. So with that being said, there are other companies that doesn't provide. They'll just give you an hourly, and that's all you're gonna get. And with Cooperatives, we're grateful that we do get benefits. We have our 401k, we have PTO, we have life insurance accidental, and we also work a owner. So we're benefiting from the company as well as us working in the field. So better than that, it doesn't get. Of course, we want more. Who doesn't want more? But that'll come in time.
Having people to have ownership in the business will just create a stronger local business, but also the financial literacy you get through the training also impacts your life. You can provide a better wealth, a better income for your family.
Not only the co-op is paying good money, they're caring about the driver, and they are willing to fight for the driver right, get them to health insurance, get them to retirement. After working for many years, they can sleep with peace of mind, you know, getting some money from those years they work as a retirement.
"10 years after businesses start, about 5%, only 5% of normal traditional businesses are still in operation. In the case of co-ops, it's 90%. And that is extremely significant. And I think the reason for this is because co-ops can find ways to solve problems that a normal one owner, two owner driven business will find it very difficult.
Start a cooperative because it's easier. You have a different set of challenges, of course, but you don't absorb all the risk. I grew up with my parents always growing our business, typical LLC, and they put their house in the line for growing the business. We never lost the house, fortunately, but it doesn't have to be that way. You can start your business sharing the risk and sharing the profit, especially if you are at a later age in your life, you don't want to take a lot of risk. So in a co-op model, you can capitalize the business easily, or easier, I should say, and then you have higher chances to succeed. Data shows it everywhere.
I think cooperatives would be a fabulous choice to start a business. This for a couple of reasons. I think it's a form of empowering people to share their voice within the organization. I think people are vested to see that organization grow, thrive, sustain, and be successful because you have a voice in the organization, because you're part of that person that's making decisions for that organization. I think it's a form of forming a community within the worker ownership and enjoying when you have the successes and knowing that you were part of creating that success.
It's your time.
Es el tiempo tuyo.
It's never too late.
It's never too late.
You can do it.
Tu peux le faire.
Take ownership.
Toma propiedad.
Toma propiedad.
Get started.